Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we working on today? Today we're going to be working on the first round of Slaves to Chaos, a game about society, Dark Lords, and trying your best to survive the horrible march of time as your double Satan leader keeps dying. So, what are we doing to this episode? Really, I think the best way to kind of word this episode more than anything is going to be the preliminary episode of the, or yesterday was, actually would be, yeah, Monday. God, Monday. Oh, yeah, I'm apparently the only human being alive that is not streaming Cyberpunk 2077. So, uh, feel free to come up, even though I knew 2077 wasn't going to be that good anyway to look at it. But hey, what do I know, right? I'm not a game journo. I'm just a dude. So open up my handy notepad document. Extend that a little bit just to. All right. Let's do title. That doesn't look really menacing. Menacing fantasy font. Let's see. We want. Oh. Like fonts. Oh, this should be perfect. What would you even call this? Let's check out Google Fonts. Google Fonts. That's a good font. Maybe saying, "Hey, Notepad, why don't you do this beforehand?" And the answer is, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm winging it. This is like 95% of design work for me. Is me winging it. Ooh. Oh, you look nice. I like you. Let me do. Okay, so we want to do Oswald. We want to go there. Text arena? What do you mean? It's right here. This is good. It's a Google font. Oh, download family. Need to put you in there later. But if I want to add Texturina, what do you mean? Yeah, where was it? Oh god, I lost it. Like everything in my life, I've lost it. Okay, Oh, wait a second. I know what I gotta do. I gotta go to... The way to do this is a little bit weird. I always forget how to. So if I want to add Google Fonts, add Google Fonts to Google Docs, doc. Huh, it's not here. I want to add this. Why want to let me add this? Texturina. Am I being dumb? Probably being very dumb. So I want to cancel there. Oswald, more fonts. Unless it's not called that. Why wouldn't it be, though? Why can't I add this? That makes me very sad. Gotta remember that. Where was the other one I saw? I also hate the fact that none of this isn't actually in fucking alphabetical. Yeah, the fact that like none of the can I sort this out in anything other than that? I hate this. Yeah, I want to views, select my collected families. Is it not called that? Select the family. You don't have any fonts yet. Choose the style to get started. Yeah, okay, I want to select this one. Why won't you? I've already downloaded the family. This one. No. Ah. But I want this one. Why? Welcome to the Sprout Workshop, everyone, where we struggle to download a font. Oh, I had to select a style? That's kind of weird. I just have all of them? No, I want to add this to... Oh, don't put up. Okay, yeah, more fonts. No, 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 no. Maybe later. Don't care. No, I don't want to. I don't care. Ugh, Business Insider, please. Yes, I'm using an ad blocker. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to figure out in between. So, in the meantime, let's see if we can't find another font to use. And I'm very sad I can't use that one. Langar work. Langar. What the fuck? What? Alphabetical. Hmm? It's Google font right here. Why can't I add this? So I'll put it in here just for my own sake. It's really that's very odd. Usually you can add them right away, but I wonder if there's something going on here that I don't. You know what, for now, we'll just... We'll use Merryweather. Let's make that 48. Alright, so heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, body text. Heading 1, Merryweather, bold, update head'll match. Go down to 4 because you never know. Actually, so let's do. It's terrible. Source Sans. Now we'll go with Roboto. Roboto's a nice and easy one. Roboto. Roboto 12. We should do subtitle Merryweather. And that's 48. Let's make this third. Let's make this 24. People are asking me what the hell this game is, and secret is, kids, I don't even know what the hell this game is. But I definitely know I want it to exist. That's the... that's kind of the thing here in 5X game. What the fuck is even a 5X game? What did I end up calling the... civilization. Watching it crumble. Actually, if it's gonna be that big, we can reduce it down 16. And then we do that. Boom. An RPG about building a civilization and watching it crumble. Alright, go folks, we did it. Oh god. Is that our... You know, thinking about it, I could have probably added the title card first, but I didn't because I'm a big think boy. All right, so okay. Normal text, and we're gonna start off with our preface. Slave to chaos. And the birth about, quote, monster heroes. And after a bit of thinking, there it is. Just over the monsters by their nature in fantasy are others. They exist over there and are meant to be slain by the heroes and droves and watch and heroically heroes and drow and have the heroes stand over them in triumph. Some attempts in media have attempted to paint them as something more. However, when this occurs, they tend to, quote, humify them, placing our own societal values and concepts on them to form a cohesive and palatable entity to be consumed. The orcs of Warcraft are a fine example, as they are a proud warrior race, but stripping away everything, you end up with green Spartan people, as they are the proud warrior race, and the Tauren are proud proud nature people, and so on. Even the most inhuman races find themselves beholden to our own values. Now in the eastern side of fantasy, we see, quote, monstrous races be influenced by Japanese teenagers to be better, and how they're always just right there, right when they're always to be better, or how some Japanese salaryman influence the Dark Lord of Chaos to build bathhouses or introduce basic macroeconomics to them to build a wonderful kingdom of happiness and suspiciously attractive women. With Slaves of Chaos, I want to do player races are fundamentally inhuman. They're savage and angry. Their culture is backwards, and their people fully able to and willing to burn down civilization on a whim. I want the players to feel like members of the Dark Lord Army of Chaos. Army of Chaos as they're ready to burn that countryside. You are not heroes and slaves to chaos. Or the vanguard. You are the vanguard of evil. Bringers of destruction. The others. Meant to be slain. You will. There we go. My very long-winded. Also, you'd be really surprised, like, the number of isekai stuff out there, which is literally being like, oh no, I've been brought over by the monsters. Oh no, by the way, I'm introducing, like, basic, like, hygiene to them, and suddenly they're all Superman, oh, Lamau. It's actually impressive, the amount of times that happens. Alright, hello, Sujiko. So, this is Slaves to Chaos. A game about something. You want my incredibly specific answer. If you want my less incredibly specific answer, Slaves to Chaos started life as Project Goblin. And I decided to morph it around, change things up, and get the idea across that as you advance through the ages, things are going worse for you because you are a savage, backwards people. But the core thing is that you are always in debt to the Dark Lord, i.e. the Lord of Chaos, Destruction, and pretty much attempting to bring hell on earth to everyone who isn't him. Now you may be wondering, Notepad, this sounds like just a really evil guy plot. Well, the thing I want to get across is that your society, what happens to your society with this presence of a overbearing dark chaos that your people are effectively sworn to, beholden to. No, it's like you are the Uruk-hai to Sauron, you are Saruman, you are the Yeah, the goblins, the Goblin King. You are pretty much sworn to the embodiment of death, effectively, almost. And what do you do? How does your society, how does your people grow in this situation? And I want to get across the fact that it doesn't end good for you because you're a backwards culture. Your entire beings kind of can be summarized as every age, every long amount of time, when this Dark Lord rises, a few of us get completely empowered to do ridiculous things. We upturn everything and try to and get pretty much drafted into this endless war that we know we can't win. And that's kind of one of the things I want to get across is that the likelihood of victory is not plausible. And at the end of the day, you're not expected to win. You're expected to lose. The Dark Lord will be defeated. However, it's how long you can delay that and how long you can use the situation to pretty much build your people up. What you do with your micronation that's sworn to destroy the world effectively. This is why I used this terrible title card. Mostly because when the good guys have Eldritch Abomination angels that give them guns later on because they need to, quote, balance it out. Yeah, no one ever said the good guys were playing fair. Table of content. So, what I need to do... Overall, this game is going to be broken up into a few key sections. So we're going to do world design. And from there, we can do the races of order. Actually, we can do is background lore, background information. World for I could probably do this in between thing. World design, and from here we have to determine construction of the world. Dark Lord. Finally, the Races of Chaos, which we go down to racial design. From here, we're going to have to determine so we got racial design, and then from there we can do champion creation. Actually, racial design, then we do societal design. We live in a society. Society creation. So the champions are characters. Society is pretty much what the characters are a part of. And then from there, we do combat, equipment, which we're going to have to do single champion combat, mass combat. Cause we're going to need a mass combat system. Because fucking course we're going to need a mass combat system in this game. Oh wait. Construction of the world. The 10 Ages, Dark Lord, the Races of Chaos, move in there, combat equipment, Advancements. There's really anything else we need. To a degree, Mecha Girl, like that's kind of one of the main ideas I kind of want to get across, but more in line with the idea of you as a people. Well, you are an other. You are created. You are given purpose to serve this Dark Lord. And whether that Dark Lord's really evil or really nice, you don't really know. That's one of the things I want to get across, is because I'm going to be using my... This is law and... This is, order and chaos. This isn't good and evil. I want to get that kind of across really quickly, being less like, yeah, things change under you. You're a changing force. But you're also a bunch of, raving lunatics, and the enemy has guns. We need to survive. That's like our goal. So the Dark Lord might be like, oh hey, I want to make sure I can feed all my people, because that's my imperative. But that imperative to feed you all might include, hey guys, we're gonna raid human lands now. We're going to burn and pillage everything we can because our people need to eat. And so it's kind of like, how do you get these? I think one of the method I want to kind of get across is, why do you encounter in games and such the massive orc groups out there? Why do you encounter, nests upon nests of goblins or whatever? The reason you encounter them is because they want to survive. They're people just like you, except the way they think is completely alien. Goblins don't think, let's build a society, we'll build a little house together. It's like, no, goblins think very literally, being this like, okay, I'm hungry, let's go eat something. What that something is, it's going to be Farmer John. We're eating Farmer John now. It's Farmer John's an asshole. One of the other things I want to kind of get across is that the Order people, the good guys, humans, elves, dwarves, and I'm debating on like putting like halflings or something in there. They get the cheat codes of reality because they can make heroes, and heroes are pretty much super powered versions of them, which get all the cool stuff. Why are you, Mr. Hero Man from Video Game X? Why are you allowed to carve your way through a dozen goblins? Because you're cool, you're the hero, and you're able to mash the health bar button faster than the enemy can. And that's kind of one thing I want to get across too, is that like, it sucks being an orc. Because you have to feed your people. How do you feed your people when they don't want to advance? And yeah, you may say, like, by the end of things, at the 10th age, at the end of ages, you may say, we've advanced far enough, we're breaking free of the Dark Lord. We're no longer going to be subservient to chaos. Because it's over 10 ages, effectively. While Order is advancing incredibly quickly, for good and bad, i.e., at one point, the elves will probably die out, because the elves are very ancient and very stupid, and they don't advance. Or you might get things like, oh hey, there's going to be wars among the humans, or wars among the dwarves, and they're going to start killing each other. And what do, you pastoral living orc nomads? What do you do when all your grazing land's been burnt to ash by human wars? Do you go to war? Do you survive on some horrifying wasteland? Do you start cannibalizing yourselves? Because you don't have food. You don't have society. And I want that to be a very distinct possibility at the end, at age 10, Your society is not advanced very much. You are kind of driven to the edge. And no matter how much you did, there's a chance that when you hit the 10th age, your people die. You're wiped out. You're just a figment of the histories. You're a footnote in history. But you struggle. And that's kind of the story I want to tell. In a more broad sense, I want this to be Notepad's civilization builder game. But there is actually absolutely no civilization builder games out there. Which is kind of weird. Because you'd think that would be kind of a thing at least people would want to touch on. But no, not really. Alright, so put this all right here. Yeah, no, this is... We got a lot of stuff here. So I can work on the background stuff later. But basics, let's just do Super God. Find the perfect reality. Children of Super God hate each other, but keep fucking around to see what they can do with their parents' discarded realities. The Dark Lord embodiment, chaos, and its ultimate cheat code. What I should say is heroes. Order got pissy. Demanded to get his own superpowers, his own cheat codes, and got better cheat codes. All out war ensues. Yeah, no, it's kind of the arc I want to see in this game. Is every age is characterized by the Dark Lord. Whoever is the Dark Lord. I'm going to have to write up a few things of like, hey, your Dark Lord might be the same person every single time. And he keeps getting resurrected every age he gets resurrected, but gradually gets weaker and weaker until the final one where he can get destroyed. Or it's going to be, okay, you're the Dark Lord, you're the Dark Lord of the Age of Myth. You're effectively caveman, go boom boom. But at the end, it's just like, oh, the Dark, we don't even know who the hell the Dark Lord is. We're a bunch of, pastoral centaur. We don't know who the Dark Lord is. Our shaman just keeps getting messages from beyond reality to figure out, like, oh, hey, we should raid humans. And then, shocker, oh no, it's the Human King is actually the Dark Lord. And we've been working false flag operations for him so he could ultimately build up a military-industrial complex and kill everyone. What do you mean we've been used as tools this entire time? Fuck! But yeah, no, this is, welcome to the deep and exciting lore. It's effectively Dwarf Fortress lore. Except Armok is 2 people, and Armok cares little for your shit. So, the construction of the world, how I want to do this. World. Regions and zones. A continent contains a few regions, which contains a few zones. Individual civilizations can control zones if they control majority. They own the region. If they own a majority of the region, they own the continent. That's going to affect pretty much how big your numbers can be with on the civilization phase of things. Yeah, welcome to die. On the civilization thing, that's not a line I needed, but you know, it just reminds me of the Elven King of the Dwarves, Dwarf Fortress story, where it was an elf that accidentally killed Dwarf King, and he became the Dwarf King, and he went on massive raids across the entire like world in the histories until he was finally killed by like a forgotten beast, in which he still killed. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress. Honestly, what I may do is make a side note being like, let's be honest, this is what you do to play Dwarf Fortress. Like, I want to play Dwarf Fortress to get, the RPG. This is going to be it. Fuck me, I'm making Dwarf Fortress the RPG. Shit. Oh, fuck. So this is, determine... For all... 10 ages, each age. Yeah. Let's see it. Then we get the Dark Lord himself, so... and then the Races of Chaos, in which we go over actually is okay. Give me 1 second. type. Alright. So what I'm gonna do... Oh, Jesus. Actually, what we'll have to do here is put racial creation. Because this is going to be a point-by system. Point-by. Society is going to be a point-by. But the problem is you can share them to get pretty much a lesser bit of either. So... actually... Champion combat, mass combat... That means we're also going to have to put down societal combat, effectively. Actually, cultural combat. The society advancing, society expanding. Okay, so right off the bat, arguably, this is going to be the most complex part right here. This is what's going to kill me, the racial design, because I need to make a system where effectively, at the end of the day, like racial creation is going to be like orc attributes, D6, D7. You get your attributes. Get your raw skills, you get some basic perks / talents or whatever. And that's what your race is. From there, you have to do the society. So let's say society is that they're a nomad, that they're nomadic. What are the and then from there is their attributes, skills, their perks and talents. And then finally we get to a champion, which is the summation. Actually, it's society attributes. Which is the summation of orcs, nomads, them. And finally them. Because I actually determined how I want to do character attributes finally. I was having some trouble in what the actual mechanic for dice and stuff are going to be. I know in this game about dice, in a role-playing game with dice involved, maybe getting the dice system to work is a little bit more complicated. But let's say I'll just use my simple, let's say, body, mind, soul. So pretty much every race is going to have a dice value associated with it. I said, oh, you're not going to, oh, no, Patty, you said you weren't going to do dice pools. Let me finish. So let's say this is our race. We have 10 body, D6 mind, D8 soul. Every champion, however, is going to have the X to this. Pretty much they're going to have an affinity with it. Now, our champion, Orc Man, Smash Man, Orc Man, Smash Man. He's going to have 5d10 on his body, but he's only going to have a 2d6 with his mind. He's going to have a 1d8 with his soul. Alright, seems pretty good, but let's say another champion, we'll call him Orcman Caster Fag. He's only going to have a 1d10 for his body, 5d6 for his mind, and a 3d8 for his soul. Their actual racial attributes stay the same. But it's just how these, casters, or how these people, the champions, attune to them. Obviously, as an orc with high body, you're going to want to you're more encouraged to go down that route. However, you don't have to. That's the key there. You do not have to go down that route. You can decide, I want to be a caster. I want to cast some magic as an orc who naturally isn't built for that, really. But you can still do it. You can still do it quite well, in fact. But you're going to be doing better if you go into body. But you may also end up with, later down the road, let's say, Centaur Magic Man. I know I'm very good with names. You can compliment me later. Now, centaurs here, they have a weaker body, but have a better mind, but have a horrible soul. Suddenly, this entire character is changed because they are a centaur. Their way of doing things is completely different. How does this all come together? Well, one of the key ideas I want to get across is that your society can absorb others, and it will fracture. That's one of the key things I kind of want to enforce. Because let's say you start off as a nomadic horde. Your entire being is you have to go to one place, raid it for everything, move to the next place, raid it for everything, move. You don't have a permanent home. You don't have a permanent location to call your cell. It's loot everything and leave. However, when you get to the next age, you're still going to have that nomadic horde, but a section of your people are going to split off. They're going to become a, let's say, no, instead they're still going to be nomadic, for example, but they're going to be nomadic herdsmen. These guys go to very select locations, and they're going to manage their field. They're going to manage their beasts of burden, and that's going to be their life. Well, we're going to the next stage. Okay, we still have the nomadic horde. We still have the nomadic herdsmen. But bad news, everyone. The herdsmen split up in two. We now have sedentary herdsmen. So your people remain the same, but they can also change. Which brings to complicated parts of what happens if they don't make it. They get wiped off. This is what your people are now. You're become not as, aggressive. You're not just raiding now. You're herding animals. Like, okay, we're now worried about our animals, but some people are sedentary. Some people are nomadic. Oh no, another age has gone by. And, goes. So let's say, though, with our nomadic herdsmen here, we absorb a bunch of centaurs into it. We engage in cultural battle with them. We win. Pretty much we absorb them. So our nomadic herdsmen now also have these centaurs with them as one cohesive culture. Which, it changes things. And that's one thing I want to get across, is that you may start with, a bunch of orcs as your main race. But 2 ages down the line, let's say the next age, you absorb a bunch of goblins. So you have orcs and goblins in your society now. It's going to be a lot harder, but let's say you absorb a bunch of trolls into your empire. You have orcs, goblins, and trolls. That's what your society is composed of. You work kind of all together. But later on, like way later on, you integrate, let's say, it's because they're here, centaur. You integrate all 4 of these into your society. After that point, it's going to be really hard. But let's say you start off with something like demonkin, like tieflings, except not nearly as gay. Maybe you don't want to get along with other people. They don't like you, you don't like them. But let's say you absorb, a splinter group of the goblins. Or let's say you absorb, let's say you forcefully conquer the beastmen. Your next set of characters in the next age can be either demonkin or beastmen. Different attributes, but you still have the overriding society on top of everything. So that's how I'm envisioning things here. Right here, it's going to be just a lot of if X but Y but then Z. If X but then Y then Z. this is going to be the other major issue, because this is what's going to be about what I should champion combat, mass combat. Yeah, we'll have to split. This section's just gonna be a little bit complicated actually to split up. Oh god, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh god, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh god, this is all gonna be a pain in the... Okay. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna call it here today. I know I actually didn't do anything. Apologies, but I might actually even rename this to 0.5 rather than 1, just because nothing was accomplished. Also, just getting it to where I needed it to be. Now, again, now I have like a list of things to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write up the background information tonight and tomorrow. Then I'm going to move on to, I want to get this section done by next stream. That's my goal, is I want to get the construction of the world done, because if I can get that done, I feel way more confident in getting everything else done. Because at that point, it's, okay, here's all the races. What kind of elves do we need? What kind of dwarves do we need? What kind of humans do we need? How do we slot them in everywhere? Like, it's just, there's going to be a lot of rules to set up at this point. There's a lot of setup and knockdown, and then we get to watch me delve deeper into my alcoholism. Here, like, this is going to kill me. Fun fact, like, the racial design and all that, like, all this, after the fun world design, like, yay, happy dappy world design, then the alcoholism sets in. There will be no survivors, especially my kidneys. But, alright, well, thank you. I know, again, it wasn't exactly the most pulse-pounding experience of your life, but this was Notepad starting off being like, yeah, this is going to be simple, and then realizing, oh, Jesus, there's a lot. So, Godspeed, good luck. Catch you on the flip side.